What is up, my fellow budget travelers? In today's video, I'm taking you on the Celestyal Discovery Cruise Ship. It holds about 1,200 people, and honestly, I don't know where they were because I barely ever saw anyone except for like the big events like, you know, the shows and when you're eating, that sort of thing. So if you're looking for a way to see a bunch of the Greek islands and have a fun time doing it, I'm going to show you everything on the ship from the top all the way down to disembarkment, and Celestyal Cruise Ship could be the one for you. At the very tippity top, this is the observation point. So this is the very front of the ship, and it's as high up as you're going to go in the ship, and it looks out over all of the horizon. They do have some sun deck chairs here, but since it's so windy, they usually just keep them all stacked up. And just to warn you, if you're up here when that boat sounds its horn, it is loud. They also have this wind barrier piece of glass so that you could either stand behind it or in front of it and lean back on it kind of thing if you want. But it will kind of break the wind when you're going at full speed. They've also got a free pair of binoculars up here so you could go looking for dolphins, but you'll probably be more likely to use it to look out into shore as you're approaching an island or moving away from one of the islands. And the view up here, even though it's very windy, it's very stunning. Now let's move down over to the sun deck. This is the level above the pool area. All of the sun chairs will be set out here, but you could always move them around and shift them. I like to turn mine and look out into the ocean. You could also use this as a running track. The track goes all the way around, so it's a pretty decent run if you want to run. But again, you can see there's like hardly anybody anywhere, so you really have the ship to yourself the most of the time. The sun deck is nice too if you want to hear the music but not want to be blasted out by the music. So it kind of comes up over the side here and wafts over to you. And you also get to avoid being in the little clusters that surround themselves around the pool over there. Like, see, there's nobody over here. I was the only one up here just kind of taking in all that Rhodes had to offer as the sun was starting to go down. And then as we pulled out into the ocean, I had this amazing view of the water all by myself as well. And the sun gets intense up here. It gets really hot, but the wind keeps you cool. It also makes a good vantage point to watch all the festivities down below. Like today they had Zumba. Then we have a little step down half level. It's like a little balcony, and it's got a bunch of whirlpools and hot tubs in it. And here's what it looks like from the other angle. They've got some hanging swing chairs over here too. There's a bar over there on the left. Then you have this other little mini sun deck, and the whirlpools are on the left. Heading back down to the pool area, this is where all the festivities will go on. They've got Zumba, like I said, dancing, all kinds of stuff. That'll happen right on the right. Over here is the pool. It's more of like a kiddie pool. It's not very big, just to warn you. There's also shaded seating on both sides where you can get drinks or ice cream, whatever. And they also have a snack bar over here as well. It's the Greek deli, so they've got like burgers, hot dogs, french fries, gyros, that sort of thing. It's nice to just grab something on the go as well. And then behind the deli, you've got the Discovery Lounge. This is kind of like a little library. So they've got a bunch of different books that you can borrow and return, or add your book here once you finish the book. But I thought this room was so cute. I didn't really spend much time here, but if it was a longer cruise, I definitely would have spent more time here. It's such a whole vibe, and they even have benches that swing outside, so you can kind of sit and read your book outside, swing. It's really fun. This next area you're going to get to know really well because this is where you're going to have to go to get your disembarkment number. So most times you're going to be getting off the ship, you need to get a number in order to do so. So you're going to go here to the disco to do that. But if you do plan to dance the night away, this place is such a vibe. They've got lights going, they've got black lights, they've got really good music, really good drinks. And then they also have a back deck as well. So you can sit there during the day or at night, and it's got great views and it's super peaceful. So here's an idea of what it looks like at night. But we came here every day in between islands because it was so fun to sit and have a cocktail while you pulled away from port. And the cocktails are really good here, guys. They make really good drinks. And they're really not as expensive as I thought they were going to be. There's a number of different chairs here, and then they also have cushions. There's a whole medley of different places for you to sit and relax. And I'll give you an idea of what it looked like as we were pulling away in the daytime and then at nighttime. So yeah, I think you understand why we love this spot on the boat. Now here's something I wish I would have done more. On the opposite side of the boat, you get to see as you pull into the port. So I didn't realize the guys are right there on this level throwing the ropes over the side. So that would have been really fun to come and watch that every morning. But again, we didn't realize this until like the last day, but at least I got to see it once, so that was fun. And just to take you full circle, on the opposite side of the deck, you have this little like play area. So they've got ping pong over here. They also have a number of games going on throughout the day that you can come and participate in. And as you come around the corner, it takes you back to the pool deck, which looks so cool at night. So I wanted to show you guys. Sometimes they have night parties, but otherwise it's always lit up like this, and it's such a vibe. Now let's talk food. Time to take you down to deck 9 to the taverna. This is where we spent most of our meals. I think we only deviated from here one time. We mostly liked it because it was so big. They had 2 buffets. They were identical on either side, but it just made it easier and quicker to get through the food line. And there was plenty of places to sit. They have the indoor seating here, and then they also have outdoor seating if you want to sit outside. But this room is all windows, so it's really bright and airy. But I know you guys are dying to see the food, so I'll let your eyes see for yourself what all they have to offer. They have a great medley of things. Every day they always had a salad bar, fruit, pasta, pizza, and then they had a medley of different vegetables and a medley of meats, and it was always different. It was never the same thing twice. They also always had some sort of carving station, and for kids, they always had hot dogs, hamburgers, pasta, that sort of thing. Heading over to the gym, I'll be honest, it was kind of in a weird spot. It was like right in front of this bar, the martini bar. But hey, a gym is a gym, and it had huge windows. It had a lot of machines. I was actually pretty impressed. They pretty much had anything you needed. And I like that the treadmills all looked out into the ocean. And the gym connects right over to the spa, but the spa also has its own entrance on the other side of that wall. Now over to the casino. It's about 2 lines of slot machines, and then they've got 3 tables. 2 of the tables are dealers, and this one here on the right is electronic. They also have a cards room in here too if you want to play cards with friends. The top level of the amphitheater is also here on deck 9, and if you want, if you go all the way over to the left, it gives you that balcony level. So you can walk over to the balcony level. Otherwise, it's all auditorium seating. And if you go down a level, that's the lower area of the auditorium. So they've got like chairs down there closer to the stage. And it's also a little easier access to the lower seating. But here's a little preview of what kind of shows they have with Celestyal Discovery Cruise Ships. They also have a night where you get to meet the captain and take photos with him. I spent most of my time on deck 9 at night because they had the coffee bar here, but also we fell in love with these artists in the martini bar. We went back and saw them every night. The violinist was really good as well. If you're looking for a way to get rid of some of your celestial pay, they've got some really crazy cocktails at this place. You could get a drink in a test tube, you could get a drink in a bird cage. There's all kinds of stuff they have here. Moving on to deck number 8, this is where you're going to pick up your tickets for the excursions that you have pre-booked, or if you'd like to book an excursion, this is where you're going to do it. This level is also where the shopping is. They have this little store over here in the back, which is duty-free. Right past the shop there is also where the a la carte is and the other buffet. And make sure you stop at the Star Bar because they've got this great jazz bar. This is the Thalassa buffet, and it's similar setup to the other buffet, but this one is a little more smaller, a little more intimate. But for cruise food, the food was really good. I was really impressed. On deck 7, you've got Ocean Bar, and then it's mostly cabins and things over here. And we didn't really go here too much. We went here at night just to kind of sit on deck and look out at the ocean. And you can see here, you can go easily up and down between different decks. Same on the side, you can go up those stairs to go up to the other decks. But most of the things you're going to want to go to are all above deck number 7. Deck number 6 is where you go to do your safety drill. This is where all the safety boats are and things. I talk all about that in the cabin tour, so make sure you check out that video next. This is also where reception is, and you can come here to book excursions as well if there's a line upstairs. And then decks 5 and 4 are basically all cabins, so we won't go into those. But let's talk about deck 3, which is where you're going to be doing all your disembarkment from. Now, if you booked an excursion, you're going to have to meet here in the amphitheater, and then they'll give you directions on when to depart the boat. They'll have you go in groups, one by one kind of thing. And then from there, you'll either tender off the boat, or for this one, we were docked. So we went ahead and exited the boat. This is Kuşadası in Turkey. And we walked through port, and from there they took us to our tour guide. And then going back onto the boat, you're going to have to go through customs to get back onto the ship. If you're planning on buying any alcohol or anything, they're going to hold that just like how they do with duty free at the airport. They're going to hold it and give it back to you when you get off the boat. And make sure you always have your lanyard because this is what you need to get back on the boat. And a lot of times they're going to give you a nice cool cloth to welcome you back. Now, if you do want to get off the boat, but you're not doing one of the excursions, you're going to hold in one of the holding areas. And now this is where your number comes in. So you would have gotten a disembarkment number from the nightclub. So when they call your number, this is when you start heading down the stairs and you're going to disembark. Now you do have to be back on the boat by a certain time, so make sure you're back. For some of these islands, you're going to tender, which means you're getting onto a boat in groups of people and getting dropped off at the port city. So it's going to take you probably about half an hour. For Santorini though, Santorini took a long time. It took us an hour and a half to get off the boat, and we were group number 1. So just plan reservations and things accordingly. It's not like you're landing exactly at that time. You need time to get off the boat. And then heading back to the boat, they just do it in groups of however many people there are, and they take you all back to the boat. Just make sure you're back on the boat before last call. Now it's time to go check out our cabin, so make sure you check out this video next. Otherwise, if you guys have any questions about Celestyal Cruise Lines, I'll have more videos coming later in the week. So leave any questions you may have down below, and I'll do my best to answer them as best as I can. Otherwise, check out this playlist here because I'm talking all the different islands I went to on Celestyal Discovery Cruise Ship, and you're going to want to check it out. See you there.